Good evening, my dear friends. You are on the same way with Natalia Nevskaya and Larisa Svetlova. Today we shall speak about Russian portraits. I think that you know this portrait. It is our great Russian poet Alexander Sergeyevich Pushkin. This portrait and this portrait are written in the same year, in 1827. And you see that in these portraits Pushkin is 28 years old. But this is Moscow school. We see that Pushkin is in home in a dressing gown, and look at his hand. You see two golden rings. They are very famous in life of Alexander Sergeyevich Pushkin. And this portrait was written by another great Russian painter. This is Kipriansky. Kipriansky was the star of this time, and Anton Delvik decided to write the portrait of his best friend. In this portrait you see Pushkin in another spirit. This portrait is romantic, and we see Pushkin a little bit sad, but this sculpture of Muse tells us that it is a great Russian poet. Another Russian famous painter is Vasily Perov. First of all, I should like to tell you about this portrait. This is our famous Russian writer Dostoevsky. Dostoevsky came from abroad, and you see he is very sad. He is sitting in this portrait in grey jacket, and attention of our eyes is on his arms and on his face. This portrait gives us bright Russian painter, Dostoevsky. And another two portraits are also famous. This is Ostrovsky, famous Russian playwright, and this is Dal. Dal was a friend of Pushkin, and during his last hours of his life, Dal was near Pushkin, and Pushkin gave him his famous golden ring. And this portrait, we see a very old man. He was a doctor, he was ethnographist and writer. This is Ostrovsky, our playwright. He lived in Zamoskvorechye. All these portraits you can see in our Tretyakovskaya gallery. And now I would like to tell you about another painter. This is a great Soviet painter, Tahir Salakhov. Tahir Salakhov was born in Baku, in Azerbaijan, but he learned in Surikov Institute in Moscow. This is his portrait of great Azerbaijan composer Karakaraev. And you see black piano and white back of Karaev, and we can see that he is making his beautiful music. Another great portrait of Tahir Salakhov is a portrait of Dmitry Shostakovich. You see that Karakaraev was a pupil of Dmitry Dmitrievich Shostakovich. In this portrait we can see Dmitry Shostakovich ill. He is ill already, and he is sitting near piano or on the white face. We see illness, but in this moment he is creating his last great music, these 10 sonnets on Michelangelo. And these portraits, Karaev and Shostakovich, are also in Tretyakovsky Gallery. I think that you will come to Moscow and see these portraits. Goodbye.